Good evening from Houston, Texas. I'm Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. And Jay, this city home to... Jay, once Kevin Durant went to Golden State, the question was, what is this Oklahoma City team? Now, I think that question still remains.
Well, Ed, they're still one of the most talented teams in the league, but I'm going to go ahead and say this. They are the biggest disappointment in the NBA. When you bring on a guy like Paul George, all-star, you combine him with Russell Westbrook, one of the top PGs in the league, and Carmelo Anthony, who's a Hall of Famer. There's no way that with that talent, they're more talented than Portland, they're more talented than San Antonio, New Orleans. There's no way that that team can finish one game worse than what they finished the year prior in the 2016-2017 season.
And remember, Russell Westbrook, back-to-back years, averaging a triple-double. It hasn't necessarily paid off in terms of wins. It's in the hands of Harden. The shot block.
Whoa! Get that out of here!
Message sent, Jay.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Harden. Paul. He made his first effort, but not that time. Westbrook into the front court. Down by one. That's blocked by Capella.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
The crossover gets inside and the slam dunk. Change of scenery, but how can Melo still impact a franchise?
It all starts with a mindset. It starts with embracing and accepting your new role. He is no longer a starter in this league. He's a guy that's going to need to be positive on the bench, bring in his shooting abilities off the bench, and also be a coach when he's on the floor. That's the next step in the evolution for Carmelo Anthony.
Westbrook with it. 8-2 our score. A pass taken away by the Rockets.
Now push it. Let's attack in transition so we can build this lead.
George, rebounded by Capella. There will be no shortage of shots for Carmelo Anthony in Mike D'Antoni's offense, Jay. Why is it a good fit for Melo in Houston?
Well, a couple of things. Number one, if there's one guy you need to trust, his name is Daryl Morey. And the Houston Rockets organization is a stat-driven culture. So he understands at this juncture where Carmelo Anthony is in his relationship to his career. Playing with two pass-first type PGs and James Harden and CP3, who averaged a combined 12.5, 13 assists last year, will open up the floor extensively for Carmelo to knock down those jump shots.
Rockets have the ball. Anthony. Yes, Carmelo Anthony. 3 for 3. That's a perfect start. Knowing Carmelo Anthony, the competitors, you know he wants to do the same things as he was doing 5 years ago. Can he?
Well, the answer easy is no. Your mind is telling you yes, but your body is saying the exact opposite. The next step for Carmelo Anthony is to understand that He needs to keep it simple. He's a catch-and-shoot player, help provide spacing and open up that lane for other players to attack.
Westbrook into the front court. Down 11. Fires the three. His first effort off the mark. Harden in possession. He'll run the offense. Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line.
Hey, look, sometimes you need to feel out your opponent. Let them know you're there. I'm okay with that early foul.
James Harden at the line. First one, count it. No back-to-back free throws here. He missed the second. Russ at the controls. Lets it fly from long range. Not that time. He missed it. Probing the defense. He's denied.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
2 minutes left in the first quarter.
Anthony. Ball's loose. Look at him on the deck. To Westbrook. Has a look. Gets a look. Can't hit. And a whistle.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes.
Foul in the last 2 minutes. Entering the game for the Rockets.
Carter Williams. Here's CP3. Ooh, crisp ball. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field. When you look at playmakers from the last decade plus, what sets Chris Paul apart?
He always puts you in a position to succeed. He leads because he's vocal, and when he directs and he guides, there is nobody better at the position than CP3.
The Rockets are now in the penalty for Oklahoma City.
Dennis Schroeder at the line. First one goes down. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Houston takes over. Who left in Houston? Luka Mute to the Clippers, Trevor Ariza to Phoenix. So, Jay, how do the Rockets adapt without 2 key wing defenders this year?
Well, other guys need to step up. I think you need to see P.J. Tucker step up. Gerald Green, we all know how explosive he is offensively, but he needs to make that applicable to the defensive end. Michael Carter-Williams is another big acquisition. He's a bigger guard. He can use his length to deter shots. And also another kid, Markel Brown. He played at Oklahoma State. Extremely athletic, explosive on the perimeter. If these guys can do it by committee, that might be enough to eclipse the Golden State Warriors.
Now a steal as the Rockets have it.
Why not? Let's keep the crowd in it.
Paul into the front court. His guys up by 15. Knocked loose. Thunder have it. Stuffs it down with authority. Jay, perhaps that's a start.
Those kind of plays get me fired up. That's a momentum play. They look lifeless here in the first quarter, but a dunk like that can get your team going in the right direction.
Green slams it down. So the Rockets with the lead after 1 at Toyota Center. Jay and I return to Houston after this. It's the NBA, and it's on EA Sports. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. And now Houston has the basketball. Has a chance. Noel with the rebound. To Westbrook. To Schroeder. Oh, he had him there for a second. Schroeder. Fine to shoot. Trying to cash in. Gets a shot up off the mark. Green with the basketball. The lead is 15. To P.J. Tucker. Oh, they call him for the foul.
Welcome to new age basketball. You blow on me, that's a foul.
That's his first personal foul. Team foul number 1.
Doesn't get the bounce. Westbrook across the timeline. Minute gone by in this second quarter. Straight down the middle of the lane. Way to punch it home. Jay, if you're Russell Westbrook, how do you take on the responsibility of getting them over the hump?
You have to own it, Ed. And that starts with owning the fact that, yes, you were the first player in the history of the game to average a triple-double back-to-back years, but that did not equate to your team being successful. Sometimes less is more. And he has to make sure that he's surrounded and allowing the players he's surrounded with to help him get to the next level.
Oh, good defense there. Thunder with the steal. Yes, and a foul. Hell of a chance at a three-point play.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Rockets in control of the basketball. Carter Williams knocked loose. Picked up by the Thunder. Here's Schroeder with it. Trailing by 10. Oh, Russell Westbrook. Now 4 for 9. You can try and body him up, but he'll still run right through you.
It's the way he attacks that makes him so dangerous. He chips off a piece of your body one possession at a time. First is your arm, then it's your leg, and then inevitably it's your soul.
Gerald Green trying to cash in on a three-point play. A career 81% free throw shooter. The free throw, good. And they add one more to the lead. It's up to 11. Westbrook with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. Oh, emphatic slam.
What a pass. I have no clue how that ball even made it through the traffic. Ed, you ready for another fun fact about the Houston Rockets?
Let's do it.
Okay, the team was established in 1967 and was given the name the Rockets because San Diego was the home to many space-age manufacturers. When the team eventually moved to Houston, the name still fit, giving Houston's association with NASA.
Wow, so Houston, we have a problem, all of that associated with space? Who knew?
Are you saying that because Carmelo Anthony's in town?
No, Apollo 13.
Oh, okay.
Time for some new personnel into the game.
Subbing in for the Oklahoma City Thunder, number 13, Paul George.
Stuffs it down with authority. The inner beast of Westbrook. Sheer determination.
I don't think anybody got the license plate on that hit and run. And there is no one, I repeat, no one in the game of basketball with the first step in the explosion of Russell Westbrook.
Oh, denied.
As my old teammate RJ would say, stay down, clown.
Too easy. Russell Westbrook lays it in.
Why not? Russell Westbrook is the only guy stopping Russell Westbrook. And when he decides to put his head down and go to the rim, he's going to the rim. It's that easy.
Fires the three. He took the bait, and he hits.
They're shooting the ball well, but let me tell you why. They're already ready to shoot before they even catch the ball. Look at their hands. Their hands are ready, providing a target. So when they catch that ball, they go right into their shot. We call that being shot ready.
It's Westbrook. Won't go. He needs some luck on his side, given how they're defending. Westbrook.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Houston with the basketball. From the painted area, won't go down.
But you can't just be a one-dimensional player. I know you're probably frustrated by me even saying that, but when you don't even give the option to pass the ball by utilizing some head fakes or ball fakes here and there, you save the defender by keeping them on their toes with the element of surprise.
To George. Going to launch beyond the arc. Tough shot there for Westbrook. He always thinks it has a chance. Green with the basketball. His team leads it by 10.
Charging foul.
to shuffle things up.
For the Oklahoma City Thunder, number 3, Nerlens Noel.
Westbrook into the front court. They find themselves down 10. Adams to Westbrook. Beyond the arc for 3. Can't connect. Carter Williams. No good. Oh, it looked like he may have gotten him there.
Seems like a lot of contacts on that play. If I were that player, I would pull the ref over to the side, talk to him, express to him how much contact there was so he could look for that same foul call potentially the next time down the court.
Russell Westbrook steps into it. Jumper's good.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
That misses with a second to go. Time expires to end the first half with the Rockets in front. First half, very one-sided. What will the second half bring? We'll find out as we're underway. It's Rockets ball. To the basket is Harden, but his shot's no good. Jay, without question, one of the biggest moments of the NBA offseason, Paul George, he chooses the Thunder, he stays in OKC.
And how about what Paul George said? He said, it's a perfect opportunity to submit myself and bring a championship where it has never been brought. And I think him and Russ work well off each other. Playoff P wants to be playoff P all the time. Who better to bring that out of you than the Beast Boys?
Westbrook with it. His guys trail by 10. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. He missed his first 4 from downtown. He finally gets a 3 to go.
I'm going to tell you what every shooter thinks after he misses 4 in a row. One has to go in eventually.
Now Paul with the basketball. His guys lead here early stages, third quarter. Harden shoots. Can't connect. Here's Westbrook controlling the offense. Shot from the lane won't go.
One of the best kept secrets in the game. Utilizing a head fake. Get the defender in the air. Crack into him. Don't give the refs any excuse not to call foul. I put that one on you. You went up a little bit lazy.
Takes it right to the rim. A lot of contact there, but they say no foul.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Layup goes down. Well done.
Okay, you don't get a 10 for style points, but it worked.
Westbrook into the front court. The margin standing now at 7. Won't go.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning an ankle on that landing.
Changes coming from both sides right now.
Subbing in for the Houston Rockets, number 7, Carmelo Anthony.
It's Westbrook. Rebound for Capella. To Anthony. Here's a chance from long range, and Carmelo Anthony, zero hesitation as he knocks down the 3.
Defense, do the math. You force him to take tough twos, you'll probably have a better chance to win this game if you can slow down the pace.
Westbrook to Paul George from long range. That one off the mark. It's no good.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
To George. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, It's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor.
2 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
Curling inside. Paul. Oh, had him going there for a second. Knocked loose. That one out of bounds off a rocket. Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor.
17, Dennis Schroeder. And number 54, Patrick Patterson.
Schroeder with the basketball. They trail by 7. Knocked loose. Rockets come up with it. Paul with it up top. He'll run the offense. 4-3. And CP3 knocks it down from 3.
And they're relentless with these long shots. It just seems like their spacing is perfect, and they come down, they know exactly where they want to be, and they're shooting the ball without hesitation.
The Thunder down to 4 in the shot clock. It's Westbrook, and the Rockets clear the board. Here's Paul, controlling the offense. To Carter Williams. Has a look. He shoots. Oh, off the mark.
Oh, I see how you're playing this chess match. That's what you keep doing defensively. Keep baiting him and luring him into shooting that jump shot. Exploit him.
And too much contact.
Timing was just a tad bit off.
Substitution being made in this one.
Team foul number 2. Houston Rockets are in the penalty. Subbing in for the Rockets, number 14, Gerald Green.
OKC now with 4 to shoot. Why even try that time?
I'm going to start calling him the windshield wiper, just erasing all the mistakes.
Chanel on the floor.
Number 1, Michael Carter-Williams.
Schroeder.
Number 9,
24-second violation.
shot clock violation for the Thunder.
Rockets have the ball. Surveys the floor. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 1, create contact, and number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Paul George at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. He's perfect from the line so far. Deep 3 at the buzzer. Third quarter comes to an end. The fourth quarter on the way. The Rockets way out in front. The Thunder have it to start the fourth quarter. And I think the best way to describe where they stand right now is they're down, but they're not out.
It's a game we used to play in the league all the time. It's called a series of stops. That means get 3 stops in a row. Each game is a game within the game. You get 3 stops in a row, and then another 3 stops in a row, you're right back in this ballgame.
Rockets with 4 to shoot. Yes, Carmelo Anthony. He's now 5 for 6.
This is where I go back into player mode. If the dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
Nothing going here on that drive. Westbrook. 5 seconds to shoot. Westbrook. Short jumper stays out.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Gets it to go, and the foul.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The refs bit, and that's the game.
Free throw's good as they continue to widen their lead. Russ at the controls. Not that time.
You know, as a shooter, you recognize that was good defense. But that's more on you than it is the defense. Challenge yourself to get the ball back and continue to be aggressive.
Paul, he's been dialed in from long distance. That's now 5 threes for the game.
Nothing more painful than the next day watching tape, seeing the fact that he got 15 points off three-point shots.
George working hard and a putback slam.
Ed, it's pretty amazing how athletic bigs can be when it comes to getting an easy 2 points, huh?
Paul into the front court. His guys hold a commanding lead. To Anthony for 3. Carmelo Anthony at the line. And he connects on the first free throw. It's the second. One more coming. And he hits all 3 free throws. And they call the foul. Felt the breeze there, Jay.
Welcome to new age basketball. You blow on me, that's a foul.
Good there.
And there's nothing more mentally intimidating for your opponent than when your own teammates are unselfish and make sure that you get the ball because they want you to drop 70 on them, maybe like Devin Booker did last year.
Paul George driving right to the basket. Oh, he had him there for a second. Westbrook to Paul George. Fires the 3, and Paul George good on the quick release there.
I know he's a volume shooter. I know defensively at times you have to take your lumps. Might be time to adjust the scouting report, though. Start denying him the ball.
With the rock, it's Chris Paul. Take stock of the floor. Nothing going here on that drive. Paul. Tough shot. Well defended. Westbrook across the timeline. His guys down big. To Adams. Nothing's going to stop him in pursuit of the basketball. Ferguson to George. And he's fouled. Very close. Free throws coming up.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
Russell Westbrook at the line. And hits the first free throw. Able to convert on both free throws. It's Harden. Brings the ball up. James Harden, not shaken for the early struggles. Maybe this is a sign of things to come. The way he gets to the line, you have to respect every part of his game.
He is an occupational hazard for referees. He's the MVP of drawing fouls. He constantly baits the defender, which makes the defender's hands drop, which allows James Harden to drop buckets on.
Free throws coming up.
Okay, now we're on the home stretch, and you got a big lead. Don't let your opponent back in this game by giving up extra possessions.
Russell Westbrook at the line. Knocks down the first. And gets both to drop at the line. Harden has it up the floor. Lets it fly from long range. Not that time. He misses. Westbrook with the basketball. Down a bundle. Ferguson. It's Westbrook. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
Come on, you knew that setup was coming the whole game. But you were patient and you waited until the right moment to use it.
James Harden, tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that make.
It can only be one of two things here. One, the defender ran out of gas. Or two, this dude is just unstoppable.
Russell Westbrook steps into it. And the rebound taken in by the Rockets. It's the Rockets who are victorious as they win this one handily. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.